Good morning, everybody. My name is Aashiq, and I'm an English teacher. Today, I'm here to give you a demo class where I'm going to discuss about grammar and a few elements of it. So, first, I'm going to introduce a concept. The topic which we are going to deal today is active and passive voice. In normal terms, active means showing vigor, and passive is the opposite of that. But here, we are going to discuss the grammatical element of that particular meaning. Here we have active and passive. This is related to another concept in which a sentence is distributed across the line as these three particular verbs. They are subject, verb, and object. Subject being the doer of the action, verb being the action, and object being the receiver of the action subsequently. Here we are just going to replace the position of subject with that of the object, and that is active and passive voice. In an active voice sentence, the subject will be the doer of the action. And in a passive voice sentence, we can see that the object will become the doer of the action. We can see that the subject and objects are interchanged. So, this is a universal method to represent the active and passive voice presentation. Here I am going to write an example of a sentence. Here I will try to label these sentences and its elements according to the uh, concept that we have learned just before. Here we have gram as subject and we have verb in the V1 format, which is identifiable through the addition of es. And we have an article, an article A, and also we have the object which is the car. Now, what we're going to do? We are basically going to replace the positions of subject with the object. How are we going to do that? It's very easy. First comes the article, and along with that, the object, a car, and we are adding an is because es, v is in the verb is in the v1 format, present tense format. We're going to add the preposition is, showing the present tense. A car is driven by Ram. So here we have the subject in the object position, and here we have the object in the subject position. That's all. It might be confusing, but it's really easy. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you some certain elements which are very important when we deal with active and passive voice. See, there are three forms of verb. Most of the grammar students must be knowing this, but for those who are confused or they are not able to grasp the concept really well, I'm going to discuss this. There is V1, there is V2, and V3. In layman terms, we call them present and V3 past. No other decorations. And the middle one is a little bit complicated. It's called a participle. This participle is really interesting. If we go into the details, we'll discuss it further later. But here, we're going to look at the transformation of V1 to V3 and stuff like this when it is coming under the realm of active and passive voice. It's very simple. When we are dealing with active voice sentence, the verb may be in V1 form or in V3 form. It will never be in V2 form. Okay. So whenever an active voice is converted to a passive voice, V1 or V3 forms of verbs will be converted to V2 form. That's all about it. There is nothing much V2 form. And how can we identify V2 form? It's really easy. Here, look at the top sentence. It is a V1 sentence. That means it is simple present. So this es will be added to a verb. If a verb comes with es or with s, it is simple present. Then we need to convert it into, this is in V1 format, we need to convert it into the V2 format. How do we do that? Well, V like en, n, ing, ed, or the V3 irregular form of the verb. These are the formats with which the conversion will happen. If we go into regular and irregular verb and stuff like this, the other concept will take a lot of time and a lot of detail. Since this is a small class, I'm wishing to conclude this session now. So thank you for going along with me on this journey of active and passive voice sample class. Thank you so much, and it's been a wonderful pleasure teaching you. Yes, that's all for today. See you with another class.